as a kid, I came across Agatha Christie. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I was in the 2nd and 3rd grade, and I started reading her books. They weren't too big either, and I actually remember doing some of them for summer reading, book reports. So to see it on the big screen, pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And she had a pretty strange life of her own.
She did.
Go check it out on BuzzFeed Unsolved.
Definitely.
Welcome to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional. This is Dave from Nerdbox, and I'm accompanied by my wife, Jenn, also from Nerdbox. And on this episode, we are talking about Death on the Nile. So fire up your Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
Sequel to 2017's Murder on the Orient Express is Death on the Nile and brings Detective Poirot on the honeymoon trip of Lynette Ridgway and Simon Doyle, which is tragically cut short when someone is murdered aboard a riverboat of Lynette's closest friends and family.
Before we begin, thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for watching this show and our other shows. We have a giveaway with this episode, and it is Death on the Nile exclusive theater posters, 11 by 17. Help us get up to 500 reviews, and we'll give out 5. You get up to 1,000, we'll give out 10.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you like, so that you get us up there in the algorithm.
And subscribe.
Yeah, if you're not subscribed, please do so.
And keep sharing, of course. That's the most important.
So this is from nominated director Kenneth Branagh?
No, Kenneth Branagh.
He did...
You make it more complicated than it has to be.
No. He did Belfast, and he did Murder on the Orient Express, and he also did Thor.
Mm-hmm. And he's also Detective Poirot.
This is a detective movie. That's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to get. Before we get into what you think, I have to say the beginning of this movie was different from Murder on the Orient Express.
I felt the same way when it first started. I was like, Murder on the Orient Express kind of pulled me in right away because I really liked the backstory that went into Murder on the Orient Express, and maybe that was why.
They did the same thing here.
They did. It was just different.
It was bright and sunny.
Yeah.
If you can describe something. It's like, ooh,
yeah.
It's all chippery and type of stuff.
Yeah, the sun was always shining. They were like, dancing and having fun. So, yeah, it was a little chipper.
As in the first movie, we get a lot of character development. I think more so in this film than in the previous film. We even get the backstory of Detective Poirot.
We do.
In the opening, which almost kind of makes it feel like the movie 1917 or The Kingsman. Mm-hmm. That's what you kind of called out.
I did. It was just, obviously I get it. They're like, they're in the war and they're down in their bunkers, so obviously we know that how they looked, but it just gave me that feel.
Mm-hmm. Now, for me, I think I remember reading this book, so I was watching the movie and it's like, oh, okay, I kind of really figured it out very quickly. I almost think in the first introduction of the first half of characters, I kind of knew what was going on. It all made sense to me. Mm-hmm. But I did just remember the story as a kid. Yeah.
This one I did not read. I did read Murder on the Orient Express when I was younger. I read it for some kind of reading. I think I did a report on it in 4th grade. It was above my reading level, but I always read things above my reading level, so my teacher was a little surprised. She was like, really? That's what you picked? I was like, yeah, why not? It's Agatha Christie. Now, having never read the book on this one, I did figure out the plot, and I actually said it to you in the theater. But I wasn't mad about it. Sometimes, I'll figure it out, and I'm like, fuck, I don't even want to finish watching it.
Yeah, spiral.
Yeah.
If you can get past the first half of the movie...
It's a little slow.
It's just kind of... It's too happy for me. I don't know, it was just too chippery.
He doesn't like happy things. He's not a happy person.
It's supposed to be a murder mystery, but when they kick that into gear, it picks up pace, and gets really good really quick. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to do a third one, but I'd rather see a third one in this series rather than seeing Knives Out Part 2. Because I don't think you can really do and hit on the same level as that movie. Like
that movie is not going to hit as well as the first one did. I know that I'm going to watch it, obviously, but I feel it in my bones. That one's not going to hit. It's not going to be a success like the first one was. You just can't redo that one. I like with these because first of all, they're based on books, right? So you know it's a different story every time, but it's not a different story, right? It's always like a murder mystery, which is amazing, but it's always something different. I just don't think they can pull it off with Knives Out 2. I really don't.
This here, like, if you liked Murder on the Orient, if you liked Clue, if you've ever been to a murder mystery, then this is the type of movie
I
that
really want us to do that.
This is going to be the movie that you'll enjoy to watch. Because, when it does, like I said, pick up the pace and it really starts to dive into the investigations and hearing him just pick apart things and some of the inside jokes, like, oh, did he just accuse me of murder?
Yes. Yeah.
He accuses everybody of murder.
Yeah.
I do. It's a flaw.
Yeah. And I love it. Yeah, I do. And, and then there was parts where he was like, they're like, well, he's the best. And he's like, it's true, I am.
His character is
You
great.
have to laugh. Yeah, I love his character.
Great.
His character is so funny. Like, he can be serious, but then, like, in the midst of being serious, then he's, like, funny, but he's not trying to be funny. It's just, he's very sure of himself. Some people would say he's cocky. I think that he's just very sure of himself, and that's it. Like, he knows he's good, right? He solves these murders all the time, and he's really good at it. So, why not?
If things look a little different to you, it's because we moved.
Did.
It was a long, long, long 2 weeks.
I know, it doesn't feel like it was only 2 weeks. I feel like it's been 2 years.
4 flights of steps. So I will apologize in advance if the audio sounds a little bit off.
Yeah.
We're in the Nerdbox studio / office. There'll be a Nerdbox cave coming soon.
It will be.
So I won't quite know how things sound until it gets into the editing room. So what do you rate this one?
So this one, I rate that I would see it again in the theater.
Really? I wouldn't see it again in the theater because I couldn't sit there for that first half again. But I would buy it because our kids like it.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep sharing. It's great what you guys are doing.
Like, share, comment, free posters. Yes. We're giving them away.
Who doesn't want free stuff? Come on. Not a lot of YouTube channels give out free stuff. So
a lot of them do. Just don't watch
okay. Well, that's true. We don't watch them.
I watch them. You don't watch them. Until the next.
See ya.